Okay, so today, as you guys can see, I'm mic'd up. It's been quite some time. Sorry, I'm putting this video out real quick because I'm working on a couple of vlogs that I'm gonna bring to you guys, but I feel like this is a good message to throw in between that because y'all need to hear some messages. And the title of this video is just basically gonna be, "You're not crazy, they just don't understand." Now, listen, this can be applied for a lot of different things in your life and in your world. But today I'm gonna use a couple of specific examples that's going on in my life. And we're just gonna use those as the basis for studying today. So essentially what I want to tell you guys about is, honestly, in this world, to keep it 1,000, there's a lot of shit that just doesn't matter. Okay. If technology didn't exist, we didn't have social media to the capacity that we do today, there would be nothing that matters in your world besides you, your friends, and your family. That's it. And people get this misconstrued because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. That's what you do, anything that you do for. Of course, there's selfish reasons that we have. We're all intrinsically have selfishness. We're human. We have flaws. However, what we need to understand is, what are we allowing to enter our space and our consciousness? Who are we allowed to say certain things to us? And how are we allowing that to affect us as far as the things that we want to accomplish, what we want to do? Now, for me, right now, I'm working on this thing I've called the Ohana Legacy Plan. And essentially, it is a structure for my family, the primary 9 to 10 of us. And basically, it's a system in which everybody has stellar personal and business credit, access to hundreds of thousands and millions worth of dollars of, this capital to us. In addition with this, there is trust set up, there is insurance bought in that regard, there is property bought that we buy together, syndicates, there's all these types of things. This is everything that I'm working on. So if you guys wondering, that's what I focus on. I don't give a fuck about all this other bullshit, right? So I'm just keeping it 1,000 with you guys. Like, I'm trying to curse less, but I need you guys to understand that this shit does not matter like you think it is. And what I mean by this shit, I mean things that don't concern you and or your family or your livelihood. The rest of it doesn't fucking matter, right? And I want you to know, like I said, today's title is "You're Not Crazy, They Just Don't Understand." Me saying this to somebody, they're going to be like, oh, whatever, I don't give whatever he's talking about. However, there are going to be people out there that actually understand that what the fuck I'm talking about makes sense, okay? Example of my life. Like I told you guys, I'm working on this legacy plan right now, and there's so many different moving pieces, and I feel like I'm the only one within my family that can put all the pieces together. That's what I do. I'm an architect of visions. I'm a visionary. Okay, I put all this shit together and I make it happen. That's what I do. That's what I do with my businesses. That's what I do every day in life. That's what I do. Okay, and I got to a point where I knew what not to tell certain people, whether that be friends or family, and to just to go about doing different things. But especially when it involves your family, there's certain things that you might need from them that you need to have certain conversations with them about for them to either be on board or for them to be able to help and assist. Now, I had this moment recently with my mother, and I was, of course, not the word is not distraught. I was more so frustrated, right? Because I just knew in that moment when I was explaining certain elements of this to her, she just didn't understand, okay? And that's just going to happen. That's what happens, okay? I understand so many things that directly involve anything that has to do with business. I do that. I know it. I live this. This is my life. This is what I do. This is me. This is me. Ever since I was a kid, this is what I do. This is what I know. I don't need a degree to know business. I know what the fuck I'm doing, okay? And I just need people to understand that, follow my vision, trust in my guidance. I know what I'm doing, okay? I have the people in place. I know what I'm doing, okay? And having that type of fervor, I think is the word, or that type of passion, and you got to start removing passion for certain things, but having that type of just deep internal understanding that you understand what you're going to do and you have faith in your plans and your dreams, etc., and it's so deeply ingrained to you that when you try to explain to people they don't understand, it makes you feel like you're crazy because it's something that's so sensible to you and it's something that makes a lot of sense to you and it's something that they should understand. And the thing is, after you go about doing the process, after you go about doing it yourself, they will someday hopefully understand it. And I know in my case, my family will understand it one day because I just know all these things that I've been actively working on all these moving parts for the last 5 years. 5 years active. Like I was saying, man, I don't know why it keeps taking away. what I was doing here, but you're not crazy. They just don't understand yet. And that's the message for everybody in your life, you know. Even with my sisters, shout out to my sisters, I love them to death. Shout out to all my family, and I tell them different things, and they understand it to the extent that they understand it, and then the rest is up to me to just do it, right? And that's basically where everything has been at. That's just the summary of these things. And in a lot of different situations, I have allowed, and I'm sure some of you out there have gone through the same experience, I have allowed others' opinions, thoughts, and, you know, lack of understanding and knowledge to hinder me from doing the things that I knew I was capable of doing. And that's why I want you to remind you guys that you're not crazy, okay? You have to do what you know how to do and what you believe in your heart to do. That's exactly what I'm doing. Whether I get support from the people I want to help change their lives or not, I'm going to do it, and I'm still going to change their lives. And so I finally understand now. Like, rappers would always say, or successful people, I should say, they would tell even their family members or closest friends or whatever the case is, like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to do this different kind of thing, right? And my family has faith that I'll be successful. I know that they do. But just right now, it sounds crazy because they just don't understand that how everything connects. And it's something that I could probably tell 99% of people, and they just wouldn't understand it either. And that's okay, because I accept that reality, and I accept that there just be, I think Drake said it. I understand that they'll just never understand me. That's exactly how I feel in this current situation, because at the end of the day, you have to do the things that you know how to do and have faith in that type of action. Have faith in your actions, have faith in your goals, your dreams, and your ambitions, okay? You can't rely on other people to finally believe in that vision for you to execute upon it. And I think that's really been a big disconnect for a lot of people, especially in this generation, as well as in some cases my own life. I want to bring up another example of just be aware of what you're putting into your mind and what you're supporting. Okay, I want you to understand this. If you see someone on social media make a post about something you might not agree with, at the end of the day, you can close the app and go about living your own life. Because like I told you, at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters. Now, for you to put words in someone's mouth and interpret a certain post in a certain way because of a certain thing, that's called a psyop, okay? What are your actual thoughts about it, okay? Have you actually talked to this person and gotten their thoughts about the situation? Probably not. You're just making assumptions. So at the end of the day, shut up and keep doing your own thing. Who cares, okay? It's that simple. Like, conversations that have no meat or bone to them or whatever that you have, some people passing a lot of bullshit you see on social media. Tell me a news story that was relevant to you 2 months ago that you saw on social media that actually was worth remembering. My point exactly. So be mindful of what you're filling your mind with. That the time that you're allowing yourself to be on social media, what is taking up your time with? Like, who cares? That part doesn't matter. You might care too much about it. That's for you to decide. That's for your prerogative. I'm not going to be the president of your thoughts or whatever, but I just want you to be mindful that you have the decision to allow certain things to affect you in a certain way and speak on certain things. And if you are not someone actively involved, and this was a problem during a lot of our unrest during 2020, that we're not actually having conversations with both sides of whatever the topic was. There was no real dialogue happening. Okay, so there's assumptions on one side versus the other side where there was no actual dialogue. And dialogue is how we get to conversations that lead to change. C&C, change, conversations, and change. That's it. So I said all that. It's kind of a long-winded way to say, like, you're not crazy for not wanting to put certain things into your mind or give into certain agendas or certain ideas. You're not crazy. You're not crazy for wanting a certain type of success and trying to explain it to the people that it directly impacts and changes their life. You're not crazy. Just understand that these people don't understand it yet. And hopefully they will. Everything takes time. People learn at different levels. People have their own preconceived notions, their own battles and their demons that they have to work through, that they have to conquer in order to understand certain things in a certain way, in a certain light. And you're not at fault for feeling the way and understanding certain things now versus a later date that they might take to learn it. So that being said, I love you guys so much. Thank you for sticking around to the video. Stay tuned for the vlogs. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you later. Thanks.